Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who epic video for today. So for this Doctor Who video, this video is kind of a request. So I was requested early hours this morning if I could do a ranking video on ranking the 13 Doctors. But I messaged them and sent them the link to the one I did 4 months ago, where I was ranking the main 13 Doctors, including the War Doctor and, of course, the Fugitive Doctor. But they said they're not too interested in War and Fugitive. They kind of want me just to do one on the main 13 Doctors. So really, the Doctors have had like a whole bunch of seasons, a TV movie, and of course, series. So I thought, you know what, I think I will do it, just make it a bit more interesting and stuff. So yeah, so for this video, I'm sorry, I'm not including the War Doctor or the Fugitive Doctor. So for this video, I'm going to be just basically talking about ranking from the 1st Doctor down to the 13th Doctor. So from William Hartnell to Jodie Whittaker. And unfortunately, that does include, there will be no mention to David Bradley's 1st Doctor or Richard Hurndall's 1st Doctor either. So I'm basically just going to be focusing on the main 13 Doctors. So people that have like played recast versions of the 1st Doctor, like Richard Hurndall or David Bradley, or of course the other Doctors, aka Joe Martin's Fugitive and John Hurt's War Doctor. So they will not be included. I am sorry if that does really upset people. So yeah, 13. So 13 Doctors for me to rank for this update video. So in 13th place, it is the 13th Doctor. I'm not really too fond on the Whittaker. I do think she gets better in her last series as the 13th Doctor in series 13. In series 11 and 12, there are kind of a bit of a few mixed baggies. I mean, I'm going to explain why I've actually put her this low. It doesn't mean I don't like Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. I really do enjoy Jodie Whittaker in the performance of the Doctor. It's just I really think in her first 2 series, she really like manics between 10 and 11 Doctor. Specifically the 10th Doctor. I do see a lot of 10 in her 2 seasons. Where in series 13, I think that's when she becomes more of her own sort of Doctor. I mean, working out the whole timeless child thing and basically everything that's going on with the Flux. I really think that's when Jodie becomes her Doctor instead of like mannequin between 10 and 11. Like with the Kablam episode where she puts on the fizz, it's like, yeah, I'm being a bit like me 11th incarnation. So yeah, I am sorry to say that, but I really do think Jodie Whittaker really does get a lot better in her last series than in her previous 2. But it doesn't mean that she hasn't got no good episodes in series 11 or 12. She does have some episodes that really do stand out. But series 13, I really think that's when she becomes more of her stride. And really, from up to 11th place, really, this is the list of the 3 Doctors that really do feel they become more of their stride in their later seasons than they do in the early seasons. And to be honest with you, I really think Jodie Whittaker had so much potential being a better Doctor. It's only if she would have stayed with Russell T Davies. But as she's basically been and gone after 5 years, I think, yeah, it's time for me to basically say how I feel. And the 13th Doctor is in 13th place. I am sorry to anybody that will disagree with me on this one, but I really think that she doesn't feel much like her Doctor into a later era, into series 13. But she does have some good standout stuff. So in 12th place, this is going to become no shock to anybody. It is the 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant. Now, when he basically comes on the screen as the 14th Doctor, the 14th Doctor might be a bit higher up. It depends how I really do enjoy the 14th Doctor. I really think I might enjoy the 14th Doctor more than I do for the 10th Doctor. But in 12th place, it is the 10th Doctor. Again, I have very different issues between 10 and Jodie. Because, really, 10, he feels more like a human Doctor. He focuses more on the romance sort of side. He does have Doctor moments. Don't get me wrong, he really does have some Doctor moments. Specifically in The Voyage of the Damned, where he goes, I'm the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord. I come from the planet Gallifrey, the constellation Castorus. I am 903 years old. I know I was going to save all your lives. There's all 6 billion people on the planet below. You got a problem with that? That is very much like the Doctor moment. And of course, in Series 4, he has so many iconic Doctor moments. But a little bit in series 2, it doesn't feel much like the Doctor to me. Yes, he comes across the Cybermen. It does really echo between the Cybermen episodes that he's like the Doctor. But I really think he focuses more on his human side, because really, instead of it just taking Rose into the universe, seeing the entire wonders of the universe, it's basically like, oh, this is our date. Oh, this is our next date. Oh, we got Queen Victoria as our next date. It just flipping annoys me, because some of these episodes do feel much like the Doctor's taking Rose on little tiny dates. Like when they go to New Earth, it feels much that they're too busy flirting and all that, and it's just like, ugh. Like that. When you get to Teeth and Claw, yes, the beginning of it's quite really good when you got the Doctor telling Rose about 1979, and he ends up with the werewolf and Victoria. That's when it later comes to be like obvious that it's more like it's just like a kind of an accident time travel, but it's okay of an episode. I do enjoy it. When you get to Skull Reunion, this is when Rose goes really, really jealous, and 10 is just absolutely just my head in. I do like Skull Reunion. I think it's one of the good episodes, but I really don't like the way how Rose gets jealous because of Sarah Jane, and of course with K9 as well. But Tennant does get a lot better in series 3 and 4. Series 3 is when he becomes a little bit popular. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't really hit that strive until Human Nature and Family of Blood, and that's when I think that, oh yeah, this is the Doctor, especially when it comes across the Master. And then in series 4, he feels more like the Doctor having fun traveling through time and space, instead of like moping on Rose like he was in series 3. It's just like drawn and dreadful. I really don't like it. But then it does get ruined by the end of time, because when you get to the Doctor's later lifespan in 10, you got the whole Time Lost Victorious thing about to happen, and then when you get to the end of time, they fuck it up. They really do mess it up. It's not good. I really hate how the end of time ruins the Timeless Child, the Time Lord Victoria's story arc. So I'm coming off that. So in 11th place, it is the 5th Doctor. Now, the reason the 5th Doctor is in 11th place, again, he is so much like 10's Doctor, but this is where it feels like it's done right. I mean, 5 feels more like a mannequin between the 1st Doctor, but he doesn't really hit that strive until season 21, at the end of season 20 as well, because I really think it becomes more like the Doctor in the 5 Doctors. And then you kind of got that massive build-up in season 21, then he goes off to regenerate. But in season 19, he just feels like he just kind of wants to play it cool. He wants to keep everybody alive, but yeah, he still does some Doctor moments, and he still echoes between Hartnell's Doctor. But I really think he doesn't hit that strive until basically into season 21 territory. And which is why I do like season 21. It's my favourite Davis season because of the way the Doctor's story arc, like the Doctor's arc, kind of goes during that season, where basically he loses Tegan, then he loses Tarlo, and he's got has to kill Chameleon, but he's got Perry, and then he goes off to regenerate after basically sacrificing his own life for her. But yeah, you know what, that's really good. I really do enjoy the 5th Doctor a lot more than 10 and 13. In 10th place, it is the 1st Doctor, played by William Hartnell. Now, I have to put Hartnell above the other 3 Doctors because I just physically enjoy him so much. I was trying to put him a bit higher in this list, but I can't do it. The other Doctors are so much greater than the basically the bottom 3 Doctors, which is the 5th, 10th, and 13th Doctors. But the 1st Doctor, he has so many iconic stories. This is the Doctor when the show is just starting out, and he starts off being this gritty old man, and it goes really, really mellow, and then he regenerates into Patrick Troughton. He does have some great standalone stories. I mean, this is the Doctor that defeated the Daleks 4 times. 4 times he defeated the Daleks in the Dalek Division of Earth, the Chase, and the Daleks Master Plan, where other Doctors kind of encounter the Daleks like 1 or 2 times. Hartnell's the Doctor that's basically encountered the Daleks the most for me to actually sit here and say on screen. If it was being in Big Finish, then that would definitely go to the 8th Doctor. But on screen, he is basically the Doctor that's encountered the Daleks so much. And of course, he's the one that basically defeated the Cybermen's very first plan to drain the Earth's energy in the 10th planet. So really, he is the first Doctor to encounter the Cybermen as well, but it does lead into his regeneration. But he also does some epic moments, like when it comes to the War Machines, and he stands up to the War Machines, and the way you just see the guards basically running around, and Hartnell's just there standing up like he's going to tell it off. I really do love that about the 1st Doctor, and I quite enjoy it. In 9th place, it is the 9th Doctor. Yes, it is Christopher Eccleston. Now, Eccleston is the man that brought the show back. He is my third favourite modern Doctor out of the 5 Doctors we've had so far, out of Whittaker, Tennant, Smith and Capaldi. He is my third favourite. Now, there is a reason why. I actually prefer him with Rose than I do with Tennant Rose. He's got some fantastic episodes. He has a good character arc. I really want more from this Doctor, but I have to put him a bit more higher. Thanks to Big Finish. I've only got 3 of his box sets, basically. 2 from Series 1, 1 from Series 2. And he is so much brilliant as the 9th Doctor. Again, I really do enjoy the 9th Doctor so much in the audio forms. In series, he's got some most iconic episodes like Dalek, Rose, Bad Wolf and Part of the Ways, you know, The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances. He's got some episodes that really do bug me, like Father's Day and The Long Game, but he's still got some epic moments, and I really do enjoy the 9th Doctor. To be honest with you, he's a lot better than Tennant. In 8th place, it is the 11th Doctor. Yes, I have to drop it into my second favourite modern Doctor now, because the 11th Doctor, for when I was growing up, and basically when me and my friend Jamie, I was at school, we were talking about our Doctors. He's only seen at that point 9, 10 and 11, where basically I've seen most of classic, and I can actually say what Doctors I enjoy, where basically he was like Tennant, Smith and then Eccleston. For me, it was Tom Baker, Tennant. So Tennant was actually my second favourite Doctor for a very long time, until I basically grew up and stopped kind of enjoying his era. It's not as like when you're like younger and you think, oh yeah, this is a great era. Tennant's a bit like that. Growing up, he was the Doctor that was on the TV. He was the one that I was actually enjoying watching every Saturday night and Christmas Day. And then Matt Smith came along, and my God, he just blew away everything. I mean, with the whole Pandorica and the cracks in the space and time, you got the fantastic Christmas episode, really so much better than some of Tennant's Christmas episodes, and that's just me saying that. Like A Christmas Carol, it is the second best Christmas episode for the 11th Doctor, where the 10th Doctor's only got 2 Christmas episodes I physically do enjoy, which is Voyage of the Damned and The Runaway Bride. But the 11th Doctor, he's so much, reminds me of other Doctors. He's got very much of Troughton in his Doctor in Series 5. He's very much like a very dangerous man, but he's acting a bit silly and a bit childish, but he's still deep down the Doctor, which is something that Troughton does. And when you get into Series 6 and you get to the more darker storylines for the 11th Doctor, my God, that is when the 7th Doctor really pops in, especially when a good man goes to war and he's there warning Madame Cavarian to, good men don't need rules, today is not a good day to find out why I have so many. I really love the way how Matt Smith does that. And he really does echo between 2nd and 7. Really, in Series 5, 6 and 7, I really see more of those Doctors in that Doctor, which is one of the reasons why I do enjoy the 11th Doctor a lot more. I have to be honest, I do love his Series 7B outfit a lot more than his early outfits, but I really do enjoy the 11th Doctor. He's so brilliant, and for me to say he's my second favourite modern Doctor, that's how much I actually enjoy him. I think he's got some great episodes in Series 5. I love the Weeping Angel episode in Series 5. Series 6 is my least favourite series of his, but he's still got some good episodes in the first half than the last half. Series 7 I do kind of enjoy because, again, when you get Amy and Rory out the way and you go into the Impossible Girl and stuff, it really does remind me so much of Troughton's Doctor and McCoy with some of the darker stuff in there. Day of the Doctor is absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, I do really see 2 and 7 in the 11th Doctor, which is one of the reasons why I do enjoy him. In 7th place, it is the 3rd Doctor. Yes, John Pertwee is number 7. The 3rd Doctor, what can I tell you why I really put him a bit higher? Well, I really do like his outfits. I love his era. My 2 favourite seasons of the 3rd Doctor is Season 7 and Season 10. He's the Doctor that basically defeats the Master for the very first time. He's the one that deals with going into a parallel universe for the first time. People say, oh, the Tennant was the first Doctor to go into a parallel universe. No, he wasn't. John Pertwee was. Go and watch Inferno. Inferno is a lot better than Rise of Superman and Age of Steel for a parallel episode. Just go. That's my opinion. Just you know, everything you think is just wrong. Tennant has got no good parallel episodes. He's got some good stuff in that episode, but John Pertwee's the one that basically does start off the parallel universe, and basically is absolutely brilliant in that one. And of course, when you go up to the Phoenician Aikido against him, and of course meeting some of the iconic monsters, ones that I physically do love and enjoy, and some of these have come back, some of them haven't. I mean, Recently, as of last year, we had the return of the Sea Devils that basically made their very first appearance in the Pertwee era, and basically the Sea Devils is my favourite Pertwee story. It's my #1 favourite Pertwee story. I just absolutely love the Sea Devils, and I'm going to stand by it. The Sea Devils I've always wanted back. When Chris Chibnall and Stephen Moffat brought back the Silurians in Series 5, I used to say to my best mate Jamie Harrison back in 2010 in our year 9, we were year 9, year 9, round about year 9. We were there talking about Doctor Who, and I said, I'm glad the Silurians came back, but I really want the Sea Devils. And of course, Jamie's never seen the Sea Devils, so I showed him some clips on YouTube of the Sea Devils back in that day, and he understands why I really love the Sea Devils. And it's such a shame that it took nearly, 12 years for the actual Sea Devils to return, since the Silurians made their return back in 2010. But it's actually been like nearly 30 odd years since they made their last debut series in Doctor Who, nearly coming up to 40 years next year with Voice of the Deep. So really 39 years when the Sea Devils basically made their last appearance in Doctor Who. And last year it was actually a good return for them, which is one of the reasons why I do love Legend of the Sea Devils for that reason, because it's a great way to bring back the Sea Devils. But also, Pertwee is the most fantastic, iconic Doctor. For me, I just absolutely love him. I think he's brilliant. I think he's fantastic and absolutely amazing. So, number 6. So, in 6th place, it is the 6th Doctor. Now, the 6th Doctor, if you would have asked me this about 5 years ago, he would have been very down the bottom. But since I've been diving into Big Finish, he's become my 6th favourite. Now, hear me out why. Yes, so I get why people don't like his Doctor because of the twin dilemma. But season 22 has got some amazing dark storylines. He's a lot better in Big Finish. In Big Finish, he's absolutely amazing. And I really do enjoy him for what he is in Big Finish. But I really do enjoy season 22. Season 23, it's very much of a dive back for the 6th Doctor. Again, I still pretty much enjoy it. But I really just enjoy season 22 a lot more than season 23. And the 6th Doctor, I just physically enjoy a lot more. Number 5, it is the 8th Doctor. Now, Paul McGann only played the Doctor for 1 episode in the 90s for the TV movie. But since then, he has been moving into Big Finish territory, and he's become very, very popular, very, very fantastic in Big Finish. And in 2013, we had the return of him in Night of the Doctor. And then just last year, we had the return of the 8th Doctor in The Power of the Doctor. I physically do enjoy Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. I have to be honest with you. I want a mini-series. A mini-series with this Doctor. Please, 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 please give me this opportunity to have a mini-series with him. I really want another series with him. I think he's absolutely brilliant. He's absolutely fantastic. Paul McGann's best audio for me has got to be the Dark Eyes series, because I think that's absolutely brilliant. And I do like him in Time War 1 and 2 as well. So yeah, I really want more of the 8th Doctor, but Big Finish is the place to go for that. And he's still dropping out some fantastic stories from what I've spoken to Paul McGann about. He's said he's done some audios to come out in the next 2 years when I saw him back in May. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing, or basically listening to his other audios. Number 4. So in 4th place, we jump into my favourite modern Doctor now, and it is the 12th Doctor, Mr. Peter Capaldi. Now, the reason I have to say about this is because Peter Capaldi reminds me so much between Tom Baker and Jon Pertwee's Doctors. I really see more between 3 and 4 in his Doctor, especially in Series 8. Series 8, I see echoes between 8 and 6 with the whole darker side. A bit like the 6th Doctor was a bit darker when he started off, but then he lightened up. The 12th Doctor really does that, but in Series 8, I think it's done so much better than what they were trying to do with the 6th Doctor in the 80s. But he reminds me so much of Jon Pertwee's Doctor as well. The way his outfit looks, it really screams Pertwee out to me. And every single one of his episodes I physically do enjoy, apart from 2, which is basically Kill the Moon and Forest of the Shite. They're the only 2 episodes in Series 8 I physically do not enjoy. But when you get into Series 10, we have the best of both worlds. He feels so much more like Pertwee and Baker's Doctor in that series. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely amazing, which is why I do really enjoy the 12th Doctor. Number 3. So in 3rd place, we jump back into the 60s now with Patrick Troughton. I absolutely enjoy Troughton. He's my favourite 60s Doctor. And I have to put him a bit higher than Hartnell because he has so much more character growth between him and Hartnell does. And Hartnell is very much like standalone sort of thing, where Troughton, you know, he's the Doctor. He is the man that basically is acting like a kind of like a clown, but he's actually deep down the most dangerous person in the room. He's plotting what he's going to do. He's trying to work out how's he going to do it. He's literally being absolutely fantastic and amazing, and I really do enjoy Troughton's performance. In his performance, some Doctors do it by the voice and actions, but Troughton, it is his facial expressions. I mean, when you watch the Moonbase and he's there talking, there are some corners in the universe that have bred the most terrible things. Things that act in everything that we do not believe in. They must be fought. And then, of course, you'll have a fantastic episode. I believe it's from the Sea Devil, the Seas of Death. And he's there talking. He says, it's a shame, really. People spend all their time making nice things, and other people come along and break them. I really do enjoy Troughton's performance. In second place, it is the 7th Doctor. I really do enjoy the 7th Doctor. Yes, season 24, I absolutely do enjoy. Shoot me. Shoot me. I don't care. I will literally stand here and say season 24 is not as bad as other people make it out to be. Yes, the time in Irani is a bit rubbish, but you do understand the circumstances that was actually struggling with Colin Baker basically being sacked and saying, oh, you're not coming back to do another season. But Sylvester McCoy, from the Paradise Towers all the way down to Survival, he just nails the Doctor. Again, I love the way how in Paradise Towers you see more of the darker side of the Doctor coming a little bit to light, where he's there manipulating the guards. I really do like in Derek Bowman that basically everybody in the bus just blows up and dies. That's the thing. That's the only good thing about Darren and Bowman, is that everybody, every character that we know, all the aliens that were going on this holiday to Disneyland, ends up dead. And that's absolutely dark for a 7th Doctor story. Dragonfire, again, absolutely brilliant. Remember, it's the Daleks. It is the best Dalek story from the 80s. It is my second favourite Dalek story in general. And I will literally stand here, hand on heart, and say, remember, it's the Daleks. It is the second best Dalek story ever to be in Doctor Who history. Because it is absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely a legend. And it's absolutely amazing. The Happiness Patrol, some people hate it, some people don't enjoy it. I kind of enjoy it for what it is. Silver Nemesis is a very much of a little bag of mixture, but I still quite enjoy it for what it is. The Greatest Show in the Galaxy, again, is a very mixed bag, but I still enjoy it for what it is. Then, of course, you go to Battlefield, Ghostlight, The Curse of Fenric, and Survival, which are top dog. They are the top dog of the 7th Doctor's era. Season 26, it is the top dog. My favourite story of McCoy, though, has got to be The Curse of Fenric. I'm sorry to say that. Curse of Fenric is my favourite McCoy story, so yeah. And then, of course, my favourite Doctor in first place, it is the 4th Doctor, played by Tom Baker. This is the Doctor who is iconic, and he's iconic for a reason. When I was growing up and I was watching Doctor Who with my dad, we watched a lot of the Tom Baker era. I remember watching Pyramids of Mars with my dad, and some people get scared of the robot mummies, because I remember watching it with a few friends when I was in primary school, and they just got spooked by the robot mummies and Sutek, and I'm like, grow up. Yeah, I do remember little bits of that, but I do remember watching Pyramids of Mars, and Pyramids of Mars, it's an iconic story. It was my very first ever piece of Tom Baker audio, well, Tom Baker stories actually ever watched. It was the very first one. Then Logopus was my second one when that came out on VHS. And other little random bits and dabs I just remember watching with me dad from the Tom Baker era. But now, having all of the 4th Doctor complete on DVD, and with 4 seasons out on Blu-ray, I'm enjoying the 4th Doctor a hell of a lot more than I was growing up. And that's why he's my number one. I mean, he's so mysterious, that voice of his. I mean, would you look at Jelly Baby? Now stay back, or I will kill him with this deadly Jelly Baby. From, as you all know, that is probably from The Face of Evil. I absolutely do enjoy the 4th Doctor. He's absolutely brilliant and absolutely fantastic. So that is my ranking of all 13 Doctors. Let me know, how do you rank all of the main 13 Doctors? I'm sorry that I haven't included John Hurt and Jodie Whittaker in this video, but as I said, I was asked to do one on the main Doctors that had seasons, series, and the TV movie. So yeah, and of course, if I was going to add Big Finish in like I did for the 8th Doctor, but I have to do that for the 8th Doctor because the 8th Doctor has only 3 like screen appearances, and then the rest of his adventures are all on Big Finish, so I am actually including Big Finish with the 8th Doctor. But if I was going to add John Hurt into this list, he would be a bit higher up because he's done some stuff in Big Finish as well that I really do enjoy. The only one that would have been lower than Jodie Whittaker would be Joe Martin, because I kind of want more from that Doctor. So thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content.